What's up, guys? We're continuing our previews of the War Within professions, and today we're taking a look at tailoring. So tailoring, overall, they're continuing very much in the vein of Dragonflight. So you have the one tree that's dedicated to armor, particularly the epic armor crafting orders. We have one tree which is looking very similar to the one from Dragonflight, where you specialize in the two types of cooldown cloth. As you do need to learn, get a little bit in here to learn. That'll teach you the first cooldown cloth, and then there's another type here, Dawnweave and Duskweave, which you use for all of the high level crafts essentially. Then you have this part 3, which is focused on specialty items, so reagents, spell thread, profession equipment, those kinds of things. And then the last point is various generic stats, essentially ingenuity, resourcefulness. Now this one in the middle here, the base node here, is a little bit interesting. It's indicating that we might see some significant change, because this will teach you to get more cloth from humanoids. So obviously this node is going to be necessary if you're doing any kind of 2x4 mob farming. But if you look at the tooltip of weave cloth, it says that it's sourced by tailors. So it's kind of indicating that tailors might be the only ones who can farm cloth. I haven't been able to test this because I don't do farming, but that could be big. It might lead to higher prices on cloth in general. It's definitely going to be important for those of you out there who are farmers at heart. Now, when it comes to the epic gear, or the gear in general, obviously you have the various lower level pieces here, which aren't that interesting. Then you have the ones that you can customize with embellishments that you pick, as well as 2 sets, one each for Dawnweave and Duskweave, which gives you a specific proc, one for healers and one for damage dealers, and you can also swap them around. So if you want to have the other proc, then you need a third crafted piece, which will change it around. It seems a little convoluted, but whatever. So for gear, it's going to be the same. Like, it's going to be whatever slot or whatever embellishment is the strongest. That's what people will go for. So if it's one of the embellishments you add, then probably bracers or another low stat budget slot. Or maybe these sets are so strong that people are going to prioritize those instead. That's something we'll just have to see, essentially. Now, as I mentioned earlier, cooldown cloth is back and seems to function mostly the same way as it did in Dragonflight. You can increase your ability to craft them, like how many you can do per day, and the quality. Obviously, with how Dragonflight or the War Within professions are different from Dragonflight, getting max quality is a lot more important. Because that actually has an impact. More skill is always going to improve your profitability. So higher quality cooldown cloth is going to be more valuable than it was at the end of Dragonflight, where literally quality 2 and quality 3 had the same outcome for every craft you could use it for. I mean, a ton of you probably had professionals. I had professionals with multiple cooldowns for tailoring. So that's going to be interesting to see if that makes a return. You might need to do more investment to get something good out of it. At least it's looking like you don't have to go anywhere to craft this time, which would be very nice, because having to fly around to the specific looms was very annoying for doing this on multiple alts. But I think this could be kind of good. Then something very interesting that's new. Well, bags aren't new, but these bags are. There's new profession-specific reagent bags, which have some form of profession-specific equip effect. So they give you small buffs, like this one for alchemy. It's a 1% increased chance of discovering a new recipe with the experimentation. Or you can have a slightly increased stats. Or the most impactful one that I've seen is definitely this one for inscription, giving you a 5% chance of getting an extra Dark Moon card whenever you craft one. That's going to make or break Dark Moon card crafting. You definitely want this. This is probably more important than anything else almost. These are going to be kind of cool. I expect people will want these as soon as they can. Once again, something you have to sell by crafting orders, and you need to buy them in the City of Threads for artisans acuity. So they're kind of hard to get. Going to be low competition early on for sure. Darkmoon Duffel probably going to be the most sought after early, at least if Darkmoon card crafting is good again. Then obviously we have sort of the other markets we have like crafted profession gear. You have PvP gear from Honor, and you have a spell thread from the cooldown cloth. All of which are going to be ways to make gold. I think crafting orders is the main way with the tailoring. I think all of the like highly sought after items here are going to be from crafting orders. It's going to be the epic bag, it's going to be professional equipment, and going to be epic crafted gear. That's going to be the main gold. And then obviously you also have the opportunity for cooldown cloth builds on alts. To just churn out cooldown cloth, particularly if you can get it to a high quality, but then you are selling into the region-wide auction house, which is a lot more annoying. So yeah, it's looking very similar to Dragonflight, with just like a couple of new cool BOP recipes to craft using crafting orders, essentially on top of what we had in Dragonflight. But outside of that, it's looking just very similar. So you're going to be making gold the same way, which is going to be crafting orders as sort of the main avenue to make any real profit with tailoring.